What's up guys, it's Eric from Rare Candy and welcome back to the second round of the recent expanded league challenge that we got to go attend at Cape Fear Games in Wilmington, North Carolina. So here in round 2 we have Tony Riggs, who's playing an interesting Volcanion variant. Has kind of an interesting card in it that I won't spoil just yet, but definitely be on the lookout for it in this video. And then over on the right we have Robert Olski, I believe is how you pronounce his name, and he's playing Guzzlord GX. So lots of interesting cards showing up at this tournament I definitely did not expect to see. So we'll have to see how this match is going to go for both of them. So let's see what they're going to start with here. I believe Tony actually may have even started with his spicy addition this game, so we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, yeah, so he's going to start with that V-Create Victini. That's going to be the big card that he has in this deck. So has this attack for a fire and colorless, does 100 damage, and you can't use the attack if you have 4 or fewer Pokemon in play. So he's playing, or I'm sorry, 4 or fewer bench Pokemon. So he's playing like a Skyfield heavy version of this Volcanion deck to be able to allow him to hit for a quick 100 damage with this one prize attacker. So here it looks like he's playing Trainer's Mail, grabbing an Ultra Ball. So Trainer's Mail is one of those cards too that we are missing from standard format now. You get to look at the top 4 cards of your deck and you get a trainer card you find there, put it into your hand. So he's going to play Ultra Ball, getting rid of a Fire Energy and another Fire Energy, it looks like. So probably just wanting to discard these Fire Energies to potentially get back with the Baby Volcanion at some point, or maybe the Blacksmith supporter that he plays in the deck. So it looks like he's actually just going for another Victini, kind of interesting. So maybe he's thinking, you know what, this Guzzlord can potentially take big, one-hit knockouts and all of my basic EXs, so maybe I should just go for Victinis instead here. Okay, but he has Hoopa EX in hand. Okay, so that would explain things. So Hoopa, with that Scoundrel Ring ability, lets him search his deck for 3 Pokemon EX and put them into his hand. So here he's going to grab himself 2 Volcanion EX and a Shaman EX. So Volcanion's going to be able to buff up his Fire Pokemon's damage, and then Shaman's going to allow him to draw some more cards for his turn. So it looks like he's going to get down a Choice Band just to probably thin his hand out a little bit more. So here he's going to draw some more cards with Shaman. And we see Puzzle of Time in his list. Definitely an interesting card. We don't see too much in Volcanion as well. So like I said, all sorts of interesting things showing up at this event. So here it looks like Robert, he's going to get down a Tapu Lele GX. So he's going to go for a Bridget, it appears. So let's see what all he runs. He has Hoopa, looks like the Absol from, I believe it's Burning Shadows, or it could be Guardians Rising, I forget at this point. And maybe another Guzzlord? Okay, yeah, that seems like a solid option. So Guzzlord's definitely an interesting card. It was very dominant at Crimson Invasion pre-releases, but hasn't really seen that much play in official tournaments. But it has this first attack, eats sloppily for a Dark Energy. You discard the top 5 cards of your deck, attach any I believe it's Dark Energies that you find there. So it's a way he can power up this Guzzlord really quickly since its attacks do cost a lot of energy. Okay, so he's going to play Max Elixir, getting down another energy attachment, opting to power up this Hoopa. I definitely think that's a good call here because Hoopa can actually knock out Victini, and it has, I believe it's the Scoundrel Guard ability that prevents damage from EXs and GXs. So I think definitely a smart move on his part here. And I'm not sure what else he has to play this turn, so he might just do an Eat Sloppily, which looks like what he's doing now at this point. And wow, he hits 3 energy off the Eat Sloppily. I do think Robert plays an inflated count of Dark Energy in this list. I think it's around 30, he told me, so he has decent odds of hitting the energy that he needs. So one more Dark Energy next turn, he will be able to start using that Tyrannical Hole attack, which takes, I believe it's like 3 Dark and 2 colors to do 180. So it looks like Tony is playing 2 Puzzles of Time here. Let's see what he's going to grab with them. I guess the Trainer's Mail and Ultra Ball, that was all he had in his discard pile, it appears. So he's going to play Trainer's Mail, look at the top 4 cards of his deck. I'm sure he wants a supporter here. And I see a Blacksmith. That also will work just fine too. So he will be able to use that on this Victini and do 130 damage this turn, so softening up that Guzzlord before it even gets a chance to take any knockouts. That could definitely be good. So here he is going to get those 2 Fire Energy, and does he have anything else to work with? Okay, so he does have a Shaman in his hand he can keep playing to draw some more cards. So he's going to Ultra Ball away, it looks like a Guzma and a Puzzle of Time. So because he got rid of that third puzzle of time, he's not going to be able to do that nice little double puzzle combo again this game. So that's something he is going to have to keep in mind. So he's going to grab himself a Volcanion EX just to thin out of the deck. And actually, if he gets 3 steam ups or even just 2 steam ups, no, he will need 3. If he gets 3 steam ups, he can actually take a knockout on this Guzzlord GX, which would be pretty impressive. So here, Tony is going to bench, it looks like, another Shaman, refilling his hand. And I don't think I see the energy he needs. Nevertheless, he is definitely going to be able to put on some pressure this turn. So he's going to use Steam Up, which will increase his Victini's damage by 30 here. And with the Choice Band, he's going to be swinging for 160. So here he's going to play an Ultra Ball. And actually, I believe Tony has one more bench spot left. If he has another Shaman in his deck, he can actually keep digging to try to grab another Volcanion to take a knockout. If he is able to take out this Guzzlord this turn, that would actually be really big here. So let's see if he has the means to actually do it. So he's taking a peek through his deck. I'm not sure if I see a Shaman. Okay, so here he's just going to go for a Victini though, so he must not have another Shaman in the deck. But like I said, even if he does whiff the knockout this turn, I think he's still in an okay spot. You know, he's going to soften up this Guzzlord pretty badly, and so definitely is going to put on a lot of pressure here against Robert. Oh, but he has an energy retrieval. So unfortunately, he's just one steam up short of taking a knockout though, because I think he used only 2 steam ups here. So that's going to do 180 to Guzzlord. It is a monstrous basic GX. It has 210 hit points, so he was only 1 steam up away from taking a knockout. But here he has another Dark Energy, and he is going to take a knockout with Tyrannical Hole, I believe is the name of the attack. I would have maybe considered actually using its GX attack here. I believe it's 5 energy, the same cost, and you do 100 damage, but you take an extra prize. I believe it is that. That seems like it might have been a slightly better move in this particular situation, but I could be mistaken, you never know. So here it looks like he's going to go for a Blacksmith off that Tapu Lele that he benched, so that will allow him to get 2 of those energies back onto Victini and just finish knocking out this Guzzlord this turn. So I don't know what else he has in hand. I really don't know what else he really wants other than just another energy attachment for turn potentially, but I think that's fine. He can knock out this Guzzlord, taking 2 prizes, and right now Mark is actually, I'm sorry, Robert, Mark is from round 1, my mistake guys, but Robert, he does not have another attacker ready to go just yet. So here it looks like he's going to promote another Guzzlord, so it looks like maybe he's thinking about doing another Eat Sloppily to try to power this one up. Okay, so it looks like he's going for a Lysander. That could be good. Potentially buy himself a turn to get another Guzzlord set up. So here it looks like he's going to go for the Hoopa. And here, well, yeah, I guess that's an okay play since he can't Blacksmith to it. He basically needs a Floatstone or a Guzma. And wow, so Robert actually hit a ton of Dark Energy. So his Guzzlord GX is going to be ready to go next turn if Tony does not have a way to actually retreat this Hoopa. So that definitely needs to be Tony's highest priority this turn. And okay, so he has a Keldeo and a Floatstone, so he is definitely in a good spot here. He can use that rush in ability that Keldeo has to come into the active spot, and since it has a Floatstone on it, it has free retreat. And so does Tony have the triple steam up? That's the big thing. If he can get that and take a knockout on this Guzzlord, I have to say he's pretty much in a position to win this game if he can pull that off. But you know, even if he doesn't pull it off and he just does 130, I think it's still okay here. But I'm sure he wants to take a knockout on it if at all possible. So okay, so it looks like he's just doing 130, so maybe his hand is not the most workable right now. So let's see how Robert is going to respond here. So I'd imagine he's probably going to want to get down an energy on this Hoopa and start powering that up, because once this Victini gets knocked out, okay, well it looks like he's going for the Absol. I'm not sure how much I like that though. And okay, it looks like he's thinking about going for Guzma. I think that's okay. So I think here you probably just take out. Okay, it looks like he's going for the Keldeo. I think that is an option as well. I was gonna say get that either, or the Volcanion EX. I think will be fine. But here it looks like he's just gonna promote this Hoopa, and like I said, if he wants to, he can just retreat back into Guzzlord and take a big knockout. But here it looks like he's actually just opting to power up the Hoopa and passing. So I gotta say that seems like a very questionable play, just because he can just retreat out of this. Had he retreated back into the Guzzlord, he could have actually just knocked out the Keldeo with the Guzzlord, since its attack Tyrannical Hole does 180 damage. So I can't say I really like that play, but let's see what he's going to do here. So Tony is going to take out this Guzzlord before it really gets a chance to put in a lot of work. And so, you know, if you're in Robert's shoes, I think you just go with Hoopa here, because again, if you knock out this Victini, you know, Tony does not have another way to actually, you know, deal with that. Both his Victinis have been discarded. I don't believe he plays 3. And so he's going to get down Altar of the Moon. It's that Stadium card. It gives your Pokemon with Psychic or Dark Energy 2 less retreat cost. So Tony's going to just discard a couple of those extra cards that Skyfield let him have in play. And here I'd imagine we'll see a retreat back into Hoopa with an attachment to knock out this Victini. That seems definitely like the right course of action here. So let's see, I'm not sure what all Robert has in his hand, but if he has an energy, I would have to imagine that that is the route he's going to want to go here. So let's see, he must really have you know, some options to decide between. You know, I didn't get a good look at his hand, but he might be considering using Absol's second attack, but I can't say I like that that play here, just because Keldeo kind of makes that play impossible to actually stick and make happen. So I think going for the Hoopa is the right play here. So cool, he is going to attach to the Hoopa, retreat for free thanks to the Altar of the Moon, and take a knockout on this Victini. So now, again, I think Tony only plays the 2. I'm not sure if he plays the 3rd Victini, but I wouldn't imagine he does. So this Hoopa actually might be in trouble, since you know, there's not too many other attackers I've seen in Tony's deck that can really respond well against this Hoopa. If he does play the Baby Volcanion, that could be an option as well. So here he's going to get down another Skyfield. But we'll have to see what all Tony has access to in his deck. He did discard a Sacred Ash already, and I believe also he used his Rescue Stretcher. So, you know, his recovery options I think might be limited for the rest of the game. Oh, but he does have a 3rd Victini. That is insane. So, okay, so if he has a 3rd Victini, he's definitely in an okay spot. He just needs a Blacksmith, and he can respond with a knockout on this Hoopa here. So he's going to get down a Choice Band. I guess that seems okay. He does have a Colress, but if he does that, he probably won't be able to Blacksmith this turn. So here's going to go for an Ultra Ball, discarding an Ultra Ball, and let's see what else. Looks like he's going to get rid of a Skyway. I think that's fine as well. So let's see what he is going to get out of his deck. He does have a Hoopa in there. I think he has a Tapu Lele GX as well. I see Versus Seeker in his deck, so he does have a way to actually Blacksmith, but he needs a way to draw some more cards. Does he have another Shaman? That's going to be the big thing. You know, it's really going to determine if he can pull that off this turn or not. So let's see what else he has in his hand. He must have a Shaman if that's the case. Okay, so he does have another Shaman EX, so he's going to be able to draw until he has 6 cards in his hand. And he does get the Versus Seeker, so that is big. So now he can Blacksmith, getting 2 energies out of his discard pile back onto his Victini, and being able to take a knockout on this Hoopa. So here I would imagine we are going to see the Blacksmith. Yep, that definitely looks like what Tony is eyeing down here. Okay, so he's going to get that energy down on the Victini, then just use that Rush In and Retreat combo to take a knockout on this Hoopa. And I gotta say, at this point, guys, I think that's pretty much going to be the game. You know, Tony, I think, is just putting on too much pressure at this point for Robert to be able to actually respond well with and take his last 4 prizes that he needs. Okay, so he's going to go down one prize here, knocking out the Hoopa as I suspected. So let's see how Robert is going to respond here. Looks like he's opting to promote the Tapu Lele. Kind of seeing, you know what, this Absol gets knocked out if I just promote it, so I have to do something different. So he's going to play a Lusamine. Let's see what he's going to grab here. So that supporter from Crimson Invasion lets you get, I believe it's 2 or 3 supporters and stadium cards. You can tell I haven't played with Lusamine much. Believe it lets you get 3 supporters or stadiums though. If not 3, then 2. Like I said, my memory at the time of filming is just a little hazy right now. So let's see what he's going to get here. So it looks like he's going to get himself an Altar of the Moon and a Bridget. So he's going to get rid of that Skyfield. So no doubt Tony's going to want to get rid of some Shamans here. And he's going to get a Dark Energy on this Lele, and I'd imagine we'll probably just see a pass. That's the only thing I can really think of here. Okay, so let's see if Tony has a way to just seal the game this turn. Okay, so he has the 2 steam up, so he can actually just take a knockout on this Lele with this V-Create Victini, taking the second round. So definitely an interesting matchup. 2, you know, decks and cards that you typically don't see a whole lot of, so I was happy we got to show off some of these interesting decks that popped up at this tournament. But yeah guys, this is a 4-round league challenge, so we have 2 more coming up, and we did upload round 1 as well, so if you have not seen that, I will have a link below in the description for you to check that out. But as usual, feel free to like and subscribe, and if you can support our channel by becoming a patron over at patreon.com/rarecandytcg, or by picking up something from our online store at rarecandytcg.com, it would mean a lot to us. But with that, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you for the next one.